My dear brothers and sisters, just a few words, a short reflection. Very often we miss the point of the first reading today from the prophet Hosea. Basically, the theme of Hosea that runs throughout his words is a Hebrew word, shuvu, turn back, come back. Don't you know who you are? Why are you getting concerned about these other gods that you're setting up? Just come back to me and remember who you are. Today's gospel reading, somewhat the same in terms that in another context we have in Matthew's gospel, Jesus calling his first disciples, and he names each, and he reminds them, he says, don't go off on this missionary trip beyond. Go first to the people of Israel. Go to your own people, your own situation. And because it's in this way, and you're proclaiming the good news, each and every one of you, each in your own way, with your own characteristics, he says to his disciples, that you will make the presence, the reality of God made known somehow in and through your words and your actions. That's a great message for today in our own times, because we are called, like those first disciples, we are called to proclaim that message. And that message basically will come through, and there's a certain real beauty about this, differently through each and every one of us. It's like light coming through a prism, that light within us. And as it comes forth, it comes out in different colors, according to our personalities, according to who we are. And we are called to reach out to the community of faith today in these precise circumstances. And that basic message has come through in beautiful ways in all that we've gone through. And we've seen and recognized the applause that has been given to doctors and nurses and first responders and ambulance drivers and those who provided food. It's like each and every person with their skills and abilities is reaching out to make people whole, to try to give them some kind of strength and courage, to remind them that the Spirit of God is present in their lives, in our lives. And we're asked to do the same, each in our own way. And I think we have to be reminded, all of us, once again, how important it is to do that through a simple phone call. I've had this experience where I've reached out to somebody I haven't spoken to in a long time, and they say, "Oh, nice of you to call. I haven't heard from you for a long time." And it's just that point of contact, to hear that voice of another person. It provides an awakening spirit. It's a moment of encouragement. It kind of says, I'm a person of value. Somebody has remembered me. A friend that I haven't spoken to, we're communicating again. And it's in these very simple gestures. I think in our times, phone calls are really very important insofar as we can't express that individually to people, but maybe even a short note, can I help you in any way? And I'm sure you're all doing that in some ways, but it seems to me that in these times of pandemic, it's these little gestures of communication, of reaching out, of going beyond ourselves, of stepping out, not feeling sorry about ourselves and our situation, in our context, where understandably many of us could be touched by loneliness. And so the challenge is to go out of ourselves and to give a little bit of ourselves, of our care, our message, a few words, maybe some funny lines, remembrances, just to help others, to help one another remember that somebody cares. Somebody has reached out. That will make my day better. And there are a variety of different things. We can't do this physically at times, but those little gestures, as I say, especially phone calls, little notes and those little ways of reaching out, like those first apostles today, Peter, James, and the others. Don't go out on special missionary activity. Go out to your own. We go out to our own, to our communities, to our loved ones, our relatives, especially maybe people of our family we haven't spoken with for a long time. A phone call, some kind of an outreach that will help us to recognize, yeah, this is the way I'm sharing myself. It's a small way, but it's a very important way. And it will also say to the other people with whom you make that contact, gee, I was remembered. I'm a person of value. And it can just be a moment of life and a spark at that particular day, which is very much needed.